I hope that you are having an amazing day. I wanted to dive into the question about should you eat breakfast in 2020? And so if you are hopping on live, I'm recording this probably around lunchtime for you. And so maybe you've already eaten breakfast, but I want to know, do you eat breakfast? Or are you like me and you skip breakfast? And we'll talk about why you should or shouldn't skip breakfast. But maybe what's the most important question you should be asking? Maybe it's not, should you be eating breakfast, but maybe it's something else. And so let's get into that topic. So if you haven't seen me before, I'm Angela of Grass Fed Mama, where I share simple tips to help busy moms live their best life. And so today we're going to be talking about this one question about skipping breakfast. So in 2020, it has become more trendy to skip breakfast, and they've actually coined the term intermittent fasting. And so you can do intermittent fasting at any point of the day, but the easiest time to do intermittent fasting is by stopping, eating around, let's say 8 o'clock at night, and then skipping breakfast. And that kind of sets the tone for the easiest way to do intermittent fasting is just skipping breakfast. But if they call it intermittent fasting, it sounds more trendy and more cool. And so maybe you're already doing that. I actually started to do intermittent fasting myself maybe about 3 years ago. And so I realized that instead of, eating a big breakfast, and we had grown up and maybe heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you've heard that, let me know. And I started thinking, maybe I'm not ready to eat a big meal at breakfast. And so I started trying to listen to my body a little bit more and realizing that I actually feel better myself whenever I delay and skip breakfast and what I actually do now. So first off, let's talk about breakfast. So what does it actually mean? Well, if you break down the word breakfast, it literally means break your fast. And so you may not realize this, but you're probably not eating while you're sleeping, or at least unless you're a sleepwalker, that's probably not what you're doing. So if you're already getting the benefits of fasting. And let's think about that. So there are definitely some benefits of fasting. And fasting is not a thing that we should be scared of because, even in the Bible, they talk about when you fast, it was a part of their culture to fast and to get their body used to not being controlled by food. And if you've ever felt like you're being controlled by your hunger, cravings, things like that, then maybe you should think about trying fasting and realizing that, wow, you can break free from that control of food. And so thinking about, okay, fasting isn't something to be scared of, because I know I really was scared of it. But it actually can be part of your healthy habits and something that you can do every single day. And the easiest way to do that is intermittent fasting. And I know a couple of years ago, I read a book that just really changed my mindset about fasting. And it was called The Maker's Diet. And he talked about once a week doing a break to give your body a break from digesting food, give your digestion system a break and kind of a natural reset. And so that's whenever I started thinking like, wow, this is something I could do every single week. And then a little bit later, I started implementing, delaying breakfast, skipping breakfast, and getting the benefits of fasting. And so we'll talk about that. One of the main benefits of fasting is your natural metabolism. When you go into fasting mode, it's obviously going to start burning your fat reserves. And so if you are interested in burning more fat, which hello, that's me. I want to burn more fat. Then this is a way to kind of like trick your body into a daily system of starting to burn calories from your reserves and not burning what you're eating right then. Because if you think about it, your body wants to burn calories and get that energy the fastest way possible. And the fastest way possible is to start using what you're eating right there. And especially if you're eating a lot of carbs, it's going to burn that fast because that's the easiest way for it to get its energy. But if you force it into starting to burn fat from your fat reserves, it has to work a little bit harder, but it's actually using those reserves. And so if you do this delayed eating, this delayed intermittent fasting, this delayed breakfast time, then your body's already in fat burning mode from your overnight fast while you're not eating, while you're sleeping, and that you can continue those benefits. And there's a few things that I do to kind of trick my body into staying in fat burning mode, even if I'm drinking my coffee, or there's some different things like that I do that help me sustain that fat burning mode even longer, even with my drinks and different things like that. But you can get the benefit just by skipping breakfast. And if you've never thought about intermittent fasting, or like you just want to know more information about it, if you say the word fast, I can send you a free intermittent fasting challenge that I put together, so you can do it over 5 days and just really understand, like, is this something I want to continue? Is this something that's going to work for me? And really the basics and the benefits. So if that's something that you want to do with me, just say the word fast and I can send it to you through Messenger. But let's talk about, okay, you're already in fasting mode, so you can get the best benefits of fat burning. The second thing is, let's talk about, it may not be when you eat that's most important, but what you eat that is the most important. And this is actually what I will say is what I believe is the most important thing. Instead of just saying breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and then people are eating carbs and sugar and things like that, thinking that they're doing themselves a good thing. Cereal, oatmeal, bagels, toast, all these things that we associate with breakfast, even healthy breakfast, are actually setting your body up for crashes, for cravings, for energy dropping in the afternoon. And so thinking about, wow, it's not really when I eat that's the most important, but what's the most important is what I eat. And so if you can think about, oh, I want to have more energy, I want to burn more fat, I want to lose weight. Probably a lot of us are, thinking about that right now. How can I use breakfast to help me reach my goals? And so that's ultimately what I want to talk about. And so if you're hung up on, I should eat breakfast, but you're reaching for the wrong things, then for me, I realized, wow, it's easier if I just skip breakfast, or I substitute, like I drink my coffee every morning, and that is my breakfast, but it doesn't have anything in it that will spike my blood sugar or get me out of fat burning mode. It actually helps me stay in fat burning mode. And so I can get the benefits of fasting without actually fasting. And so it's kind of like a modified intermittent fasting. And that's what I've actually been doing for the past couple of years. But when I was pregnant, and this is the last point, this is point number 3. So number 1 is that you can get the benefits of staying in fat burning mode by skipping breakfast. And if you want that, then that's a great idea. But number 2 is that maybe we should actually be thinking, what I eat is more important than when I eat. And if you want more help on foods that help you burn more fat and things like that, then I have like a keto grocery list. If you want to know what to stock your pantry with and everything to help you stay in fat burning mode, and I can send that to you too. If you say the word list, I can send you my keto grocery list. But the third thing is that everyone is different and you should listen to your own body. So my husband and I, both of us realized, wow, we don't feel very good whenever we eat a big breakfast. We started listening to our bodies, and we were like, wow, we really just don't feel like our bodies are ready to eat early in the morning. So we feel better when we skip breakfast. But you may not feel that way. And I will say, when I was pregnant, I definitely couldn't skip breakfast. My husband would actually bring a low carb smoothie for me to drink before I even got out of bed, because I just needed to eat something because my blood sugar was low and everything like that. And growing a baby is a lot of work. Thankfully, I am not doing that again. And so when I was pregnant, I had to listen to my body. My body was definitely working harder, and I had to do different things to help me have that energy and help me with my cravings and everything. But now that I'm not, I can go back to how I was eating. And listening to your body is so important. And sometimes, different times of the month or different times in our life, there are different times that our body needs different things. And that's okay. There's some times that, maybe I didn't eat a very big dinner. And so whenever I wake up, I'm like, ooh, I need to eat something. I'm not going to make it. I'm not somebody who's like rigid. I really think that all of us are individuals and we all need to listen to our bodies. Now, sometimes, and this is a big caveat, sometimes our body sends signals that we can misinterpret. And that's where I feel like cravings come in, because a body that has what it needs does not send out cravings. And so if you are someone who struggles with cravings, it's probably because you are missing a vital nutrient or you're not eating enough healthy fats or something like that. There is something going on. So if you're dealing with cravings, maybe this is a time to reassess. Am I getting enough fruits and vegetables? Am I getting enough minerals? Am I getting enough healthy fats to keep those cravings at bay? Because sometimes we can misinterpret. But as far as breakfast, you can feel, when you wake up, do I need to eat? And then the second point, going back to the second point, make sure that you are filling up on healthy fats, protein, and avoiding the carbs, because as soon as you introduce quick carbs, things like that, that just sets your body up on a roller coaster for not feeling very good, because you'll have those energy crashes and the cravings and all of that. And so if you want to help your body stay in fat burning mode, then you eat healthy fats and avoid the carbs. And like I said, the easiest way to stay in fat burning mode is to potentially skip breakfast or do a modified intermittent fast like what I do, where it's easy for you to keep your body burning fat and not burning those quick carbs and quick energy like what your body wants to do, because that's the easy route for it. But if you have any questions, I want to remind you, I have a free intermittent fasting challenge. If you want to do it with me and just learn more about like how you can start doing it or try it on for size, you can say the word fast. And if you want my keto grocery list so that you know what you should be stocking and eating every single day to help your body burn more fat, have more lasting energy, eating the right kind of fuel, food is fuel, then say the word list and I can send you my keto grocery list. But I hope that this helped answer some of your questions about, should you be eating breakfast? Is that something that we do in 2020? I want to know. And so I hope you are having an amazing Monday. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.